Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today on Heel and Toe. Today we're with the Ford Focus RS, and it's exactly the kind of car that you drive like you've stolen it. And right on cue, here is a bad man Ute who is going to steal the car for us now. Yeah, it sounds like a fat, angry pig, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
And it coughs every now and then and splutters.
You wouldn't get old of that. That doesn't get old, that, does it?
Yeah, it does. I hate it. It's the one thing I hate most about this car, is that noise that comes out of the exhaust pipe.
I'm just a massive chav then, obviously.
Oh, God. Stop doing it. So yeah, if you haven't already figured it out, we're in a Ford Focus RS. This one, in this particular model, has been Mountuned up to its tits. And it's pretty freaking quick.
Yeah.
And it makes a right racket, doesn't it?
It does make a right racket, yeah. I should have had my little mam satchel with me today, because it's
definitely
a chavmobile and a half.
Standard power output is 350 horsepower and 470 newton meters, but this particular car has 420 horsepower and a whopping 600 newton meters thanks to the Mountune 400X remap. It also has a Mountune short shifter, Mountune intake system, and features Mountune lightweight wheels which save 2.8 kilograms over the standard set. It doesn't just stop there. There's a Miltech stainless valved exhaust which allows for some rather loud crackles and pops. The car also has the optional Recaro Sportster CS bucket seats, which, even just from a visual standpoint, I think really are a must.
It's on that overrun, look. It's a rally car.
I mean, yeah. My issue is with the way it looks.
Yeah, you're not a fan?
Not a fan at all. It looks like someone's bought a Focus, your granddad's Focus, and stuck a spoiler on it and put some spacers on the wheels, and I just think they look tragic.
I know what you mean, it's a bit embarrassing.
There's a bit of an anti-RS camp in there, and I'm well and truly in it. But I know how good they are to drive. I mean, it's
so tight.
It's
tight, like really tight.
Compared to the standard Focus, obviously we've got a much more aggressive styling pack, almost unnecessarily aggressive really, a little bit like the people that drive them. Moving on to the front disc brakes, we've got 350mm vented discs with 4-pot colour-coded Brembos, which is also an optional extra if you want these painted in that fancy blue, that RS blue. Obviously it's a real shame that we see here that we haven't got anything particularly fancy around the rim, but let's not look at that for now. Let's ignore that, because it should have Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s on or something like that. See, the funniest thing is round this side. The petrol cap is shocking how bad it fits to the car. Like, I'm not kidding when I say it's shocking. Like, it's like they've pulled it off a different car, which is hilarious, really. To be honest, its only saving grace with regards to styling on this car is the fact that it's grey and not that absolutely tragic blue that they do it in. But
yeah. I mean, I quite like it, to be honest. It's a bit angry looking and that, but it's kind of the car that you'd buy if you were having a midlife crisis, isn't it, really?
Very much so.
You know, if you were 18, you can't afford a 30-odd grand car.
Or the insurance, really, unless you've got a very wealthy father.
Yeah, but like you said, which is pretty much all chavs, isn't it, really? Like they're all into some sort of pharmaceutical selling or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you said it though, you know, like benefit checks are going up a little bit now and stuff, so chavs can afford these. So let's see what it's like.
Let's give it a bash and try and give you some practical advice as well.
if this is anything like that ST that we drove, then it's going to be mint.
Yeah.
And it, I mean, I've only just come up that road there, but like I'm smiling and it's engaging and I'm enjoying it. So it is really.
It's like
Big Brother.
Yeah, it's like we've graduated from college.
Yeah.
Which was the ST, the Fiesta ST.
Yeah.
And we've gone to university and life's looking good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're getting drunk every night.
Yeah.
And eating pot noodles and stuff.
And just smashing birds for fun. It's a real kind of car, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So inside, I mean, again, there's something wrong with whoever designs inside of Fords, isn't there? Because they're just horrible, aren't they? They're just horrible. Like everything's.
It's like I said about that Fiesta. Everything's coming out.
It's like a shark nose. It's like a shark nose, isn't it? It's
and
like
those are tragic as well. Like the boost pressure gauges and that.
All the little clocks and gauges. Yeah, we need to start. We need to say something nice, really, don't we?
Well, I love it. I think to drive it's wicked.
It's now, yeah.
And it's proper four-wheel drive as well, you know.
Minimum curb weight is 1,524 kilograms. That's quite heavy, but remember there's an actual drive unit with twin clutch packs powering the rear wheels. No sloppy Haldex system here. The RS can put up to 70% of the power to the rear and 100% of that 70 to just one rear wheel only. That equates to a car that feels like it's pivoting around the driver in faster corners.
In 20 years' time, when we're all driving around in silent, really boring, but yet face-melting electric cars.
One, go.
It's that when it goes
It's like a spaceship.
We'll long for the days when you could come up onto a road like this.
Yeah.
In a Focus RS.
Changing gears, yourself and stuff. Yeah.
And it makes a noise when you do things.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Oh, it does that. Rapid fire.
Yeah, like that.
It's like Vietnam. You got PTSD.
Gearbox is lovely. It's got a little short shifter in it from Mountune. And it's proper snappy little gear shift in it. I don't know what it was like before, but this is perfect. Love it. And you just give it a little heel and toe and like drop it into the gear and it revs as it goes in and pops. Like,
it's perfect, isn't it?
It's so satisfying. This guy's definitely on a bit of a Sunday stroll.
Yeah, it is SL400.
I think I've got it in sport as well at the moment, and it just sort of tightens the rack up. The rack gets a bit heavier.
You love tightening things up, you don't you?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's tight as this car, isn't
tight,
it?
Man. So you've got 4 modes, haven't you? You've got normal,
sport, track,
and drift. And we're in sport, which is really the only, as far as you want to go on the road, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's, to say the least, it's pretty firm.
It's well firm. Like just before we turned the cameras on, I tried it in that race, and it's actually ridiculous.
And that's the only room for improvement for this car. Is it's a bit crashy.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I'm saying this because I've driven it before, but I mean, I'll give it a go today. I mean, it's perfect conditions today on a perfect road, so it'll be good fun to see what it's like.
It just grips like mad, doesn't it?
It's mental, really, how fast it is in the corners.
It's a beast.
And this one comes with a case of Tetleys in boot.
Yeah, it's flying around. I can hear it flying around in back. Swap ends, it don't feel like it's going to understeer. It's like pivoting around itself. It's brilliant. I'm still getting used to where the red line is because it wants to just dive straight into the red line.
Yeah.
That's obviously part of this remap. It's just wanting to rev right out, which is amazing, but obviously you need to get used to it. So I'm going into corners thinking I've got a little bit left and it's like
yeah. Max speed 30 into this next one.
Yeah. 28.
Yeah, that's a good speed, is 28. It's an underrated speed, is 28. Just sit under, just under.
Yeah.
I'm going into the corners a bit scared, and I'm trusting you, and I'm more than that, I'm trusting the car, and it just pulls you out of every corner and just fires you out of it.
Do you want to drive it?
Of course I want to drive it.
Turn around here.
I've got to drive it.
You gotta drive it. Whose heel and whose toe, by the way?
I'll be the toe. Right, let's go and smash some kids overhead and rob some banks and that. Drive it like you've stole it.
Yeah.
Innit? It's one of them cars.
Some old dears there having a jam sandwich. It's like, what do you like car?
Yeah, you're never going to impress anyone over the age of 50 with this car, are you?
No.
Unless they are a drug dealer.
Launch control is always turned on with the map. Clutch all the way down and plant the throttle right to the bottom and you rocket up to 60 in dead on 4 seconds. That's 0.7 seconds quicker than a standard RS.
Jesus Christ. It's an ab workout, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm speechless really.
Yeah?
Because I just don't really, it's just so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously like you've already discussed with that torque vectoring system at the back, with those clutch packs, like it's almost impossible. And the 4-wheel drive system, once it's all in motion, if you put it into a corner properly and you're not trying to destabilise it, because the balance is so good, it's absolutely impossible to unplant it.
Yeah.
It's a bit ridiculous.
And like I said, it's not like a bit of like understeer. It is literally like it's pivoting around you.
Yeah, like what's lovely about it is, you know, they say like the better the car is, you should be able to drive it with your arse.
Yeah.
And like you can feel like you feel like you're almost sat in the middle.
Definitely.
And you can just feel the car kind of moving around you, which is really, it's really exciting because you don't ever feel like you're out of control. I think this is as fast as a Porsche 718, a Cayman S.
Yeah.
In the corners.
Yeah.
I really do.
Right.
Would you agree?
Well, I've never actually driven a 718, but yeah, it's quick.
But it's quicker in the corners than cars 4 times the price.
Well, you've got to understand that. Remember that this is being remapped. It's been Mountune up and stuff. So there's more brake horsepower there. There's more torque. You know. So it's not stock.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it is well quick. It's the fastest street car that you're gonna want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, more than this is just gonna be daft.
Not tuned. It does 165. I mean, how much more do you want? I thought, what is he doing?
He's got to have all his like camo on and his
military gear.
Iraq desert camo on to like
Strim his ground. Yeah, so for me, there isn't really a better hatchback. I think once you get past how tragic it looks, I mean, obviously for RS owners, they love them, don't they? But like for me, I just think it looks awful.
I think the drive counteracts its looks. Like you can get past its looks because to me, I like the noise it makes as well. It's very antisocial, that popping and banging, but it puts a smile on your face. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, all right. If I'm being honest, the looks aren't great. It's a bit sort of boy race.
Yeah, it's like bolt-ons, isn't it? It's like, we stick a skirt on here and we'll stick that spoiler on, and it does feel a little bit like someone's just taken it to a chop shop and had it done up somewhere in Bradford. But other than that, it drives though. Like it doesn't drive like something that's come out of that kind of job.
And you said a good thing as well. You said that a good car, you drive it with your ass, and this. It does do that.
Yeah.
It's like I say, I keep saying it's like pivoting around you and
100%.
It's doing stuff, and it's doing everything it possibly can to get that power to those back wheel, or that one back wheel and a bit of the front and everything else, just to keep you planted on the road.
Yeah, the torque vectoring and everything, and just how it all comes together when you're driving it is flawless, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
just a couple of things to look out for with these though. Like they had a recall with apparently some idiots at the factory in Germany were putting the wrong head gaskets in it. They're putting the Mustang head gaskets in it or something, so they recalled it because they were blowing through head gaskets.
Yeah.
So So that's one thing to look out for. But apart from that, like, it's a Ford, so parts are going to be cheap.
Relatively
just need some
cheap.
Good tyres on it, maybe not some evergreens or whatever, like, but you know, just get some good tyres on it, and parts are going to be cheap.
Yeah, the only expensive bit that you're going to have to change all the time is the tyres.
Yeah.
Really, and maybe your brakes.
Especially if you're in drift mode.
Yeah, if you just, you know, if you're going everywhere in drift mode, like McDonald's drive-through.
Yeah.
You know, like, because that's where it'll be.
Yeah,
You know, like drifting through McDonald's drive-through. We'll have a cheeseburger. You know, like that kind of job. Just get it. But yeah, that's it really. But I mean, for me, it's literally, if I was going to give it a score, it's 10 out of 10.
Really?
9 out of 10 in it, because the styling's a bit naff.
If it were a bit more subtle.
9 out of 10, and yes, I'd buy one. You don't even have to ask me, 100%.
Yeah, I'd buy
It's
one.
the same. I keep doing this with Fords. I don't like the way they look.
Nah.
But when you drive them, it's like, if you can just forget how it looks,
Yeah.
you won't buy any other car.
No.
Because they're just absolutely class. It's a modern day Escort Cosworth. There you go, done it, said it, there you go.
Yeah, alright.